Hi, folks. Welcome to the Cluster API v1.12 release team meeting. We do this every week here just to check in and see how things are going. We're getting to the end of the v1.11. Did I say v1.12? I think I said v1.12, but I meant v1.11. I'm thinking about the future, but we are nearing the end of this release cycle. So um, we are a subproject of SIG Cluster Lifecycle, and I'm sure you're all pretty familiar with this, but we abide by the Kubernetes community rules of conduct, which we can summarize as let's make this a welcoming place where everybody can participate, try not to talk over each other, etc. If you want to add your name to the attendees list here, please feel free to do so. Let's just get right in the agenda and feel free to interrupt me at any point. Despite what I said about raise hands, I don't think it's a problem with just a few of us. The next milestones is kind of the same thing as the tasks list. We scroll down to where we actually are in time here. That is today. So the chore for this week is to cut the release candidate one. Chandan has already tried to get going on that, but GitHub is having some issues, so might take us a little bit. Yeah, that's the milestone for now. The other ongoing thing is from last week, basically, we did all these clerical tasks. Actually, from before that, need to assemble the next release team, and I'm still trying to find more volunteers. And I need to come up with a PR to set out the next release cycle, so I'll do that today. But if you guys are interested in sticking around for the next release cycle or stepping up to one of the lead roles, or if you have anybody, if you know anyone who's interested, please let me know, because actually at this point I only have a few people. I'd like to have more. Status update from CI team. I can probably do that. Things look okay. We have several flakes, but they looked briefly. I looked through them briefly, and they look like they're known flakes. Actually, one maybe interesting thing is if you go to the test grid dashboard, everything is in a new place now because Stefan did some reorganization last week. So it used to be you go to the big SIG cluster lifecycle topic, and there were a million things. There's still a million things under here, if a million is 20. But all the CAPI stuff itself, besides the providers and related projects, got moved into its own area up here near the top. So in practical navigation terms, this is way easier for me, and it loads a lot more quickly as far as I can tell. So we are having some flakes on main, but nothing that looks chronic. And when I looked at these earlier, these all matched up with stuff we have in the day. Well, actually, I haven't gone through the 1.8 release yet, but they all look like things we already have known. So I think we're ready to do a release. Stefan seemed to agree. I think he's the only maintainer around this morning. Comms team, Chandan, anything to update?
No, all looks from Compton. I don't have anything.
Okay. Yeah, and we're just waiting for GitHub to recover before we can actually generate the release notes successfully. It's
Yeah,
pretty annoying because it's giving you an error on a whole bunch of other things. Like if you search for stuff, if you try to load issues, if you try to load projects, you actually get like a 500 type error.
right. So actually, I see the status it's saying as API is degraded, and that's what we are calling.
Uh, but if you load, at least if you load the pages, you load the PRs page, it doesn't show you an error. It just says 0 PRs
Right,
found, which is kind of scary.
right.
I'd rather see the error. But anyway. So we already looked at the tasks. There's just the one for this week. We can look at the improvement board quickly. I don't think there's been any change here, but you guys let me know if I'm missing something. But I think this is pretty bad. Although, no, I guess not. Stefan had a flurry of test flakiness fixes, mostly for unit tests that merged yesterday, but I don't think any of them were right. I don't think they overlapped with this, so I'll have to check into that. That's it for today on the agenda. Anything else anybody wants to talk about? Any questions? Sounds like a no. I appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully see you next week. We've just got a couple more of these. And again, if you want to volunteer for 112, or if you know anybody who wants to help with the next release cycle, please let me know on Slack or however. That'd be great.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Thanks. See you soon.